The Cheat River runs for 78 miles through West Virginia and Pennsylvania, starting in the Allegheny Mountains, flowing northwest to cross the Pennsylvania border near Morgantown, West Virginia. It's within a few hours' drive of 1/3 of the U.S. population, but it's still relatively unknown as a destination for outdoor recreation, partly due to its troubled past. Beginning decades ago, polluted water from improperly sealed abandoned coal mines slowly poisoned the river. There were times in its history when the Cheat ran orange from acid mine drainage and the water was uninhabitable, killing fish for miles downstream. But over the years, the people in the area stepped up to restore its natural beauty, creating Friends of the Cheat, a watershed management group. Among their many projects, the group runs 15 acid mine remediation sites in the watershed. Amanda Pitzer is their director.
So Friends of the Cheat was formed with a mission to restore, preserve, and promote the outstanding natural qualities of the Cheat. And we've really focused and worked hard on the restore part with success. Abandoned coal mines are mines that were permitted before 1977, when the federal government passed the Surface Mining Control and Reclamation Act. So anything before that act was really considered no one's responsibility. It was essentially a write-off. And now groups like Friends of the Cheat can work with private landowners on abandoned mine lands to clean up acid mine drainage. In the last, I would say, 5 years, we've turned this corner where we're able to focus more on promotion and preservation, because we have something to promote and we have something to preserve, a place that people want to come.
Pull yourself up, because the more you splash and kind of, do your traditional swimming, the more you're going to scare the fish off. So we're going to try to be really stealthy. He'll figure it out. You got it.
Since its start 24 years ago, Friends of the Cheat has seen the river come back to life. Now it's a popular destination to fish for rainbow trout, and Pitzer says recreation on the river is also rebounding.
So the Cheat has really deep whitewater roots, and the pollution followed by the modernizing of rafts really kind of pushed the paddling community to other rivers. The Cheat is also a free-flowing river, so there's no guarantee that that water will be there for your 2 p.m. Whitewater trip, so it's much more finicky. She has a mind of her own. So it's been hard for businesses to establish themselves, particularly recreation businesses around whitewater, because of, we really did a good job of getting the word out that the Cheat was polluted, and now we're kind of having to undo that to get people to come back and paddle. So we see the tables turning, not just in the whitewater industry, but also around climbing and mountain biking. And just this last season, the numbers were great. Climate change is actually working in our favor, because we're only going to have more water in the Cheat. It's an interesting positive coming from our changing climate.
Jim Snyder has lived on the Cheat for 45 years, and like many in the area, water is his life. He's one of the founding members of Friends of the Cheat, and his stewardship is rooted in his love of a water sport unique to rivers and streams. Snyder is considered a guru and legend in the small world of squirt boating, a popular activity on a portion of the Cheat called Fascination Alley. It's a short stretch of the river where the Cheat narrows, creating world-class conditions. Snyder takes to the river as often as he can, getting in a few mystery moves at the alley almost every day.
Mystery moves are done in squirt boats, and squirt boats are so small that they pretty much sit underwater. When you drop in on a mystery move, it's actually very, very smooth feeling, and it feels kind of magical, like the carpet slips out from under you and you just start flying on the carpet. So the boat becomes a wing, and you kind of wing up or wing down, and you try to stay stable and be cool under pressure. It's a little scary because your goggles are pressing into your face, and you don't always know where you're going. You're kind of like a leaf caught in a storm. And so you just have to stay as happy as you can, stay centered up, and keep the boat spinning. and just deal with whatever comes your way. Just kind of hit whatever hits you, as long as you can.
Out of the water, Snyder is an artisan woodworker who started making custom paddles for rafters and kayakers more than 45 years ago as an apprentice for a master paddle builder. Today, he carefully crafts about one paddle a week in his shop near the river.
It was just a way to stay by the river and make a living. Not have to work in an office or not be stacking boxes or driving a truck somewhere, just to kind of stay here. Paddle making's all wood, and you have to carefully pick your woods. Like a chef makes really great food out of really good ingredients. That's what I do for my customers. And it's a real small business. I only make 50 to 70 paddles a year, but it's enough to feed the dog, and we don't have a dog, so it's all worked out really well. When I think of the Cheat, I think it's really cool because it's clean and it's nice and warm. And when I hear that the Ohio River is the most polluted river on the continent, I think, well, that's not coming from here. You know, we've done our best to clean it up.
About 14 miles upriver from Snyder's shop sits Rollsburg, West Virginia, a town of about 600 that has been a lifelong home for Eric Batista. He serves as the town's mayor and every year oversees their popular Labor Day celebration next to the Cheat, complete with an old-fashioned in-ground ox roast. Rollsburg is one of several river towns that's seen the Cheat both give in the form of new recreation opportunities for the former logging, mining, and railroad town, and take away.
A river is an asset to any community. It draws a lot of tourists, swimming, rafting, fishing, and so forth. But there's two sides to this river. As you can see now, it's nice and tranquil. But when it rains a lot, it turns into a raging torrent. And it just about wiped this town out back in 1985. But thankfully, that doesn't happen very often. A lot of people grew up here, born here, raised here, and it's just like one big happy family. But the thing of it is, there's not a lot of work and industry around here, so the younger generation is starting to move where the work is. We're trying to do things to get it rebuilt. It will never be the way it was, but we hope we can get close.
And the river will play a part in the economic revitalization Batista is hoping for. A renewed river could draw in rafters and fishermen, even squirt boaters like Snyder, bringing some tourism to the small river towns scattered up and down the Cheat's banks. But Pitzer knows that isn't possible without a long-term commitment to keeping the Cheat and its tributaries clean. Her decades of work, with the help of many others, have restored not just the watershed, but the promise of a lasting future on the Cheat.